Hold up. Ford claims that they introduced the CUV segment to the Indian market when they launched the Ford Freestyle back in the mid of 2018. Well, guys, that's a lie. That's rubbish. The CUV has always been in India, and Ford claims that they have got the CUV in India with the Ford Freestyle. That's not true, guys. To explain this, I need to explain to you all what CUV is in the first place. And to explain to you CUV, I need to explain to you all what an SUV is in the first place. And to explain to you what a SUV is, I need to go back and explain to you all what a station wagon is. Guys, station wagon looks something like this. It's basically a sedan with that extra part at the back, and that extra part is extra volume for in case you want to go with on a long family trip with your entire kids and family, and you need some extra boot space for the luggage at the back. The hatch type opening is there at the back, and you can fill it up with more saman and luggage when you're going on your trip. That's the concept of the station wagon. And if you're around my age, that's 28, 29, or a little bit younger than me, if you're much younger, you might want to ask your parents, but there was a car in India which was the station wagon, which was quite celebrated at the time, and the Indian market has not really accepted the station wagon anymore, and hence you don't see any station wagons out here in India anymore. But once upon a time, there was this highlighted car which was one of the most famous cars, and everyone saw it, and it was good to look at. It is the Tata Estate. Now guys, remember this car? This car is a station wagon. This car was India's first station wagon car. The station wagon did continue a little bit more in India after that, where it was the Tata did the Indigo, and Baleno had its own sort of station wagon, and also there was the Fiat Sierra, I believe. But yeah, I'll put up a photo. Basically, this is what a station wagon looks like. Now in America, the station wagon concept, they wanted a little bit more off-roading ness with their outdoor activity and their family time and vacation time, and that's when this came about, where they took the station wagon body and planted on a truck platform. Now, to understand what a truck platform is, that a truck platform is a ladder chassis that's there. So there's a base chassis, a ladder chassis, and on top of that, the body sits of the station wagon body sits on top. This is also known as body on frame chassis, as opposed to the monocoque that we get in our cars, which comprises of the A pillar, B pillar and C pillar, all comprising to make one entire frame called the monocoque chassis, on which the car tires are fixed and the engine is fixed directly. This is a ladder chassis, which is the main chassis on which the body fits. Hence, these cars have a much higher ride height, and also as a result, they have a lot of body roll. But with this comes a few benefits, like these cars have more off-roading capability. You can do a lot of more off-roading activity on them. They come with a four-wheel drive, all-wheel drive, split between how much power sent to the front wheel and the back wheel. And nowadays, the SUVs are very advanced, where you can even select the drive terrain that you're on, switching between gravel and snow or sand, or even road mode. But that's what an SUV is. So an SUV is, again, to summarize, an SUV is the ladder chassis on top of which a body sits, and this ladder chassis is called the truck platform, and hence the mileage is also very poor. Now, this was very famous in America when the gas prices were very low and gas was very cheap. This used to run a lot, and people used to love this car. As soon as the prices started hiking of the petrol and diesel, they decided to come up with a smaller version of this, but still keep the SUV look to it. And that's what gives birth to the CUV. The CUV is basically a car platform with the station wagon body on top of it at a smaller level, and still has a lot of off-roading bits on it, like the plastic bits all around. But these cars are usually front-wheel drive, what we get in India, and rear-wheel drive for what we get in US. And to give you a good example of luxury crossover cars, the BMW X1 is a CUV. Range Rover Evoque is considered to be a CUV. So these cars are CUVs, and CUVs are even our Creta and our Seltos are also CUVs. The Creta and the Seltos are not SUVs, they are CUVs, and they're not even, they should not be even considered to be compact SUVs, because compact SUVs would be something like, for example, the 4x4 Jeep Compass could be considered to be a compact SUV, because it has SUV type qualities more than just the plastic bits. You can actually do some basic level off-roading on that because of its 4x4. So that would be a good car to consider as a compact SUV, but not a Kia Seltos or a Hyundai Creta. That is actually an CUV. So with the CUV, what happens is that you get better gas mileage, and it is on the car platform. Your ride height is still there, but and you still feel that little bit elevated feeling on the road when you're driving, but it does not have any off-roading abilities and you cannot do anything. If you try to off-road with that car, you will get stuck, and I recommend you do not do it, because your front wheel drive Creta is not going to be able to get you out of anything that this car would get into. You need a proper 4x4 off-roading car to get out of such sort of a pickle. So we come to the question as to what exactly is this car, this Ford Freestyle. The Ford Freestyle can be probably considered as a compact CUV, if you want to say something nice, or you could also say it's a hatchback on stilts, which it frankly is. The suspension has been risen, new suspensions have been given, and also Ford has been kind enough to give the ARP, which is the anti-rollover protect. I made a video on what that is. Please have a look at that video as well. This car also has the plastic bits stuck all around it and has that muscular feel to the car, but it cannot do any off-roading. And a slight variation from the hatchback, the amount of volume in the cabin and the boot is the same. Nothing has changed there. In this car, yes, the engine has been upgraded, but otherwise, if you take the i20 Active or the Ford Freestyle or even the Etios Cross or the Polo Cross, these cars are not CUVs. They can be considered as compact CUVs or hatchback on stilts. Frankly speaking, that could be a harsh term for it, but yeah, hatchback on stilts is what makes the most amount of sense, because nothing really changes except for the plastic bits that are put and the suspension being a little bit higher. Anyway guys, that wraps up this video. If you all did enjoy this video, please do hit the like, subscribe, share. That will motivate me to continue making such videos. And guys, you can also follow me on Instagram, Facebook and Twitter. The name of the channel is The Motoring Gossip. And I hope you all like this video again, and I hope to see you all in the next one. Cheers guys.